We're going to check out the Satanic verses here. I think it's one of the most terrible problems for Muhammad's claim to be a prophet. If you're not familiar with what the actual story of the Satanic verses are, when Muhammad was preaching in Mecca, he didn't win a ton of converts, and Muhammad was longing for a revelation that would help win his tribe to him. And eventually he got the revelation that he was looking for. These words were originally part of Surah 53 of the Quran. Have you not heard of Alat and Alusa and Manat, the third, the other? These are the exalted cranes whose intercession is to be hoped for. Alat, Alusa, and Manat were three pagan goddesses. So the idea is that, yes, Allah is the main God, but it's okay to pray to pagan goddesses because they're your intercessors. He delivered this revelation to his followers, and he bowed down in honor of the revelation. Then his followers bowed down, and then the polytheists also bowed down. They were overjoyed that Muhammad had spoken favorably of their goddesses. But a little later, he comes back and says, sorry, the devil made me do it. Satan tricked him into promoting polytheism. The question is, did it really happen? We've got the historical method. Historians would be looking for a couple of things. One, they'd be looking to see if there is early testimony. We find that the Satanic verses are reported in our earliest biographical record. This goes back to the 1st century of Islam. The next thing historians would be looking for, multiple sources. Shahab Ahmed, by the time his book was published, he had 50 Muslim sources on the Satanic verses. Deuteronomy 18:20, it's 2 verses after their main prophecy about Muhammad in the Old Testament. 18 verse 18, that's where God says he's going to send a prophet like Moses, and they say, see, that's Muhammad. Go 2 verses later. But the prophet who presumes to speak a word in my name that I have not commanded him to speak, or speaks in the name of other gods, that same prophet shall die. Muhammad did both when he delivered the Satanic verses. Muhammad felt really, really bad. And then Allah consoled him with Surah 22, verse 52, where he says, don't worry, Muhammad, we did not send before you any apostle or prophet. But when he desired, the shaitan, Satan, made a suggestion respecting his desire. But Allah annuls that which the shaitan casts. Then does Allah establish his communications, and Allah is knowing wise. What's he say here? Don't worry, Muhammad. All prophets do this. All prophets, when they're receiving revelations, are duped by Satan. So in order to make Muhammad feel better, Allah has to tell him, don't worry, all prophets deliver revelations from the devil from time to time. The main issue here is Muhammad's promoting polytheism, which, by the way, what's the worst possible sin in Islam? Shirk. So Muhammad committed shirk. He convinced his followers to commit shirk. So you're telling me that the greatest prophet committed the worst possible sin and convinced his followers to commit the worst possible sin.